So hello everyone, I am Irish Jin H. Engeo. I am the member of the group 2, and for today's discussion, I will be discussing about the court and the side ones. So first, let's discuss about court. So what do you mean by court? So it is a quadrangular area, either it is open or covered, marked out for all games such as tennis, basketball, volleyball, and etc. But for this discussion, I will be discussing about the specific court, which is the volleyball court. So what do you mean by a volleyball court? So it is a rectangular playing surface area that is used for a sport of volleyball. The court is typically indoor but can also be outdoor, and it is divided into two equal halves by a net that runs through the center of the court. So the dimensions of a standard volleyball court are 18 meters or 59 feet long and 9 meters or 29.5 feet wide. So for men's competitions, the height of the net must be 2.43 meters or 8 feet. But for women's competitions, the net height must be 2.24 meters or 7 feet and 4 inches. Court is divided into two equal halves, each measuring 9 meters by a 9 meters, by a center line that runs perpendicular to the net. The center line is marked by a 5 centimeter wide boundary line, and the sidelines that run parallel to the net are marked also by 5 centimeter wide boundary line. The area outside of the boundary lines is called the pre-zone or the out-of-bounds area, which is used to determine whether the ball is in play or out play. Additionally, attack lines are marked 3 meters or 10 feet from the center line on each side of the net to define the zone from which back row players can attack the ball. So now let's tackle about the different positions or area in a volleyball court. So first, we have a volleyball front court. This is the area between the net and the attack line known as the front court, also called the front zone. So players who are in the front row to begin a point must line up in the front of the attack line. So usually gani kung makita mo na sa mga games sa volleyball is if na nila ang bula, then ilang member kayo serve. So ang katong naas mga players na naas sa front row sa front zone kay usually mag hands up yun na sila like this. The reason is that kanang para matabunan nila kung asa dapit mutugdon ang giserve sa ilang kauban. Asa mutugdon ang bula nga giserve sa ilang kauban, I mean. So we have here also volleyball backcourt. So backcourt is much larger in size than the front zone. Players and the libero who begin the point in the back row must stay behind this line until the other team has served. The next one is the service area. So the service area is the space behind the baseline where servers will start play from. Depending on the court, the space in the service area will differ. But remember, there will always be hash marks to label the size of the area. Next one is the volleyball pre-zone. So the pre-zone is the area of the court's boundaries. So players come here during timeouts, and it is also where the team's benches and scorers table resides. So if a shank ball can be still played in the pre-zone as long as it does not touch the ground. So sa atong makitaan sa games no kanang once gani ang ball dili pa mo touch sa floor or sa court floor, kanang pwede pa na siya nato makuha, and kanang pwede pa na siya maduwa basta di lang siya ma-touch sa floor. And any attack that lands in the pre-zone is considered out, and a point will be rewarded to the opposing team. So once gani makuan gani ang balls ma-attach na sa floor, so automatically the score will be goes to the opposing team. Next is the volleyball substitution zone. So a player must wait off the court in the substitution zone in front of the scorer's table. So if ever gani na ay substitution nga mahitabo, ang katong mo substitute nga player, they must be wait in the scorer's table. Dili sila mo adto sa uban nga places. So magulat yun sila sa scorer's table para mailhan dayon nga sila mo substitute. And once both players meet at the substitution zone, they must wait to exchange spots until the scorer gives them the okay signal. This only required for non-libero substitution. So, lahi ang spots sa libero o sa regular nga mga players na aside is a substitution zone ang mga libero. So, later on, we will tackle about that. So now, let's talk about volleyball libero substitution zone. So mo niya akong giingon ganina, lahi ang zones sa mga regular players o sa mga non-libero players and sa libero players. So before the libero enters the game during gameplay, they must wait in the libero placement zone in front of the team bench. They do not need to wait for the scorer to allow them to enter and can substitute as much as they desire. So if katong mga non-libero players kay maghulat sa scorers table, kaning mga libero players kay they will wait in the team bench and di na sila mag-agad sa scorer nga kano sa sila mo adto sa kanang mo duwa. So kanang more puli na sila or mas substitute na sila as much as they desire. So libero substitutions do not count towards a team's substitution limit. Is the volleyball coach instruction line. So there is a specific location where coaches are allowed to be during a game. They must remain behind the attack line on their sideline and cannot step on the court during the game. So di ba kanang natay matanawan nga mga coaches, not only for volleyball coaches but for basketball coaches nga if ever gani ilang team kay nakascore, di ba lipay kay sila sa nga tanan. So dila nila matanaw nga ay ning overstep na sila sa line. So as a coach or kung ma-coach ta pohon, dapat ikalma nato ang kaugalingon, dili ta magpataka og abi kay nakascore lipay kay ta sa nga tanan. So dapat refrain ta ana and kanang atutan sa tan-awon kung asa dapit ta as atong boundaries kay in order for us to avoid warnings kay kasagaran diha jud magsugod nga hoy ikaw coach na overstep na ka sa line. So dapat ikalma nato ang kaugalingon. So akong gingon ganina, if the coach steps over the 10-foot line and it is causing issues, so automatically the referees can penalize them with a yellow card as a warning or a loss point. So sayang kayo ang atong points. Since I am done discussing about the volleyball courts and their positions or area or zone, let's move forward about the side bands. So what do you mean by side bands? So volleyball side bands or volleyball net bands are used to mark the top and bottom of the net on either side of the court. They are typically made of durable, weather-resistant materials such as nylon or vinyl and are designed to fit tightly around the net to ensure they stay in place during play. So, we are all know what is side bands, kana ganing puti na murag kanang nylon gani nga gigamit as a net. And what is the purpose of the side bands or the net bands? They are essential part of setting up regulation volleyball net as they help to establish the height and boundaries of the net. They are usually brightly colored to help players and officials see the net clearly and to distinguish it from the surrounding background. They are 5 cm wide and 1 meter long and are considered as part of the net, as I mentioned earlier. Volleyball net bands are a simple but most important component of any volleyball court, helping to ensure fair and accurate play and adding a touch of personality to the game. So that's it, class. That's the end of my discussion about the volleyball court and the side bands. And now I will give the floor to the next reporter. Once again, thank you for listening.